fighters, welcome back to another live arena battle video. This video will feature 10 fights and 6 wins. I started off really hot and then kind of fizzled out at the end, but still did pretty well. So my first 10 battle in a long time. So I start off with Duchess because this is a pretty low gold 2 opponent and I wanted Duchess. So he goes Wukong, Yumiko, then he goes Cardiel and Pythion. So I go with my +4 Stultus with my Tanky, and I go my Inithway. So he bans the Inithway, and I of course will ban the Yumiko. So we'll get started, and I will go first with my Duchess. Then he'll go with Cardiel, and he'll put up the Revive on Death. So waste a turn with Pythion, put up some block buffs with Wukong. And I'm not so scared of Eric's anymore, now that I'm kind of using Stultus as my primary nuker. So they ally attack into Stultus and Wukong puts up the stun. So that's kind of annoying. But this team, for as annoying as it is, I don't think it's going to be able to kill me. I don't think Wukong is going to have enough. And I don't think Eric's is going to have enough. But that is a pretty well, it's not a faster Cardiel than my Duchess, but he does cycle around pretty quickly. But I'm getting some damage on them, so I'm pretty confident I'm going to be able to get through this. And of course, I know how it's going to turn out already, but I think it's nice when I can actually get somebody that's around 3,300. Sometimes they're a Taurus Marichka that was just kind of lazy and leveling up, and they're way stronger than me. But other times it's people who just haven't really learned how to deal with Gold 2 and Gold 2 opponents, and I can take advantage of that. So things are looking like they're going to take a turn for the worst, as Duchess is getting kind of low health, but I do come back around and I'm able to get the ally protection on her, so crisis probably averted on that one. But UDK is dead, I'll pick him right back up. And this fight is taking a very long time. There was never really a point where I thought, it looks like I'm going to lose this one. And Pythion goes down, and that's the point where I thought, looks like I'm going to win this one. And if I can get that Cardiel down before he gets Revive on Death back up, then I'm really cooking. So then the big thing is going to be able to get to kill Eric's, who, as we all know, has that passive where he heals when you crit. And then, of course, Wukong popping back up over and over isn't going to be easy, especially when I have to re-kill him over and over again, as I'm trying to get Eric's down. So Eric's is pretty pesky. I could have one-shot killed Eric's, but I needed to take out the Wukong. Wukong's back. Try and slow him down again, kill the Wukong. Put a fear on the Eric's. Wukong will be back, or actually, I get the ally attack into him and kill him. So start off pretty well on that one. Feel good about that win. I mean, that was a pretty annoyingly poppy team. So I'll get Frozen Tear, who is a little bit above me, 3,500. I go UDK first. He goes Nuker, Wukong, and Taurus. I finish the tanky trio with Duchess and Nekret. See who he goes with. And that trio works pretty well for me. A lot of the time they do ban the Duchess, and I feel uncomfortable, but I can come out victorious. So they go with Lady Mikage and Ramontu, and then Kymar. And I did go with Inithway, who's going to be lead, as they ban the Duchess. So I really don't like fighting Lady Mikage. I've learned that she's just too versatile, and I got lucky on that first one where Kymar got sheeped. So I'm able to get the Ramontu and then block Revive on the Wukong, but I'm not out of it yet. Kymar's pretty low HP, and just try and finish him off, and now it's just the Taurus. He'll drop the hammer, and then I'll do an A1, and didn't quite finish him off with Nekret, but got him with Inithway. So, another good win. What I've seen is right now, there's about 1,000 people, a little bit more, in Gold 3 and above, and there's about 5,000, maybe 5,500 in Gold 2 and above. So they start off, this is Nomad, and goes with Sifi first with a 6-star polymorph. I go with UDK and Duchess, and they will go Pythion and Wukong. So then I decide, do I want to show my Xena now? I go ahead and do both my damagers now. I put up my Stultus and my Xena. I don't really like doing that because they can pick somebody else, but let's be honest, there's not a lot of really good spirit nukers out there. So showing both my force nukers right now isn't a big deal. But they decide to go with Blizzar, and they go with Arbice. So that's an interesting duo, but I still feel like my double AoE nukers can handle Arbice taunt. I'm going to ban the Wukong and then just deal with the rest. So we'll get started. And they banned the Duchess. So they put up Revive on Death. I didn't realize Arbice had Revive on Death, but you learn something new every day. So Siphi buffs triggers the Xena, who then is able to take some of them out and gets petrified. I also forgot that Arbice had petrify, so there's got to be something there. I really need to catch up on the full description of all of these mythical champions. I often get caught by surprise on certain things, and I think I know what they do, but they all have really big kits. So I'm able to get Siphi gone, and then I finish off Pythion. So another good win. The Blizzar pick was confusing, but I understand if you're trying to pair Blizzar with Wukong, because Blizzar is hard to keep down. So now I get Shaka Boom. He goes with Siphi first, I go UDK and Duchess, and then he goes Wukong, who looks to be a damager, and Harima. So I go Nekret and Stultus. Stultus is pretty much my go-to from now forever. Never say forever, but right now I'm pretty focused on improving him to the best that I can make him, because he is my tankiest, most consistent and reliable nuker at this point. So he goes Yumiko and what's-her-butt, Mikage. So I'm going to go Xena. I'm going to have to ban the Yumiko and leave the Mikage in there. He bans the UDK. So this one is looking interesting. So Nekret will protect the Xena, and they may try to take out the Stultus first off, and they do. And he's slept at about 1%. But then Xena comes with a pretty heavy hit. What's unfortunate is I had almost complete control of this fight right there, but then I just couldn't take it any farther. I'm able to get the ally protection on Stultus with him low HP, and then they trigger the shield. But Wukong is able to take out the Xena, but not much else. I revive. Still can't get that Siphi down. If I could have just got the Siphi down, at some point in this battle I might have taken control, but here at this point, they are able to control my Duchess, and I'm never going to get another shot. So that'll be my first loss on the day. But I feel pretty good so far. I think it is time for me to really start pushing. And so this one's about 3,600, so a little bit ahead of me. And I go UDK first, they go Wukong and Siphi, and I will go Duchess and Xena. So I'm going to show my Xena early. What I've learned is Wukong, yes, he hits really hard, and he's really annoying as a support, but he's not, once you get the right team composition, you don't get murdered by him that badly, or at least I don't. Obviously things can go bad, and I've gotten murdered by Wukong, but not too bad. So they're going to ban the Xena, and we'll see how that goes. So they are fast, and I stuck my Errol in just to take care of that. And really everybody's a decoy for Errol. And Errol actually got stripped on the 25% chance by Arbiter. I need to get his resistance up just a little bit so Arbiter can't do it. But Errol then takes out the team. So Errol is so good in the situations that I use him. Against pure speed teams where I have someone to protect him from, say, a Georgid. So next team, Egoist, they go first and pick Siphi first. I go UDK Duchess, and they go Wukong and Harima. I will go Nekret and Xena, and see who they go with last. I think what I like about a lot of my fights now is I'm not facing a lot of Taurus Marichka Yumikos. They've mostly moved up. I faced one a couple days ago, but they have mostly moved up, and I can compete with most of the teams I'm facing. So they'll go Yumiko and Gaius. I'm not too afraid of Gaius because there is no attack buff in the team unless Sifi reses him. I'll go Stultus to finish it off, ban the Yumiko, they ban my Xena. I don't know what they're expecting when they see a +4 Stultus and they ban the other Damager, because it's like, how monstrous is a +4 champion? So they go first, and then they get bombs put up. I'm surprised that Gaius, by himself, had the accuracy to put up bombs on my Duchess. She's over 600, and I generally think of bomb champions as probably not having that much. And she does die from the bombs because I was dumb enough to actually hit Gaius and pick up one from his passive. And so this fight's done. My Stultus is stunned. I thought I was going to compete in this fight pretty well, but no. So Nekret's gone, and now Stultus has bombs on him, so he got him the second time. So, yeah, I lost the opportunity that I might have had, and that one's done. But, he's got the accuracy on his Gaius. So then G-Lo goes with Arbiter first, so I go with my tanky. What I need to make me successful is basically a universal team, and that's what I think I've stumbled on right now. So they'll go Ramontu, who might be a damager, might be a hybrid, could be in Stone Skin, and they'll go Block Revive, they'll go Wukong, and they'll go Lady Mikage. So I'll go Errol, and I will ban the Mikage over the Wukong, and they will ban my Nekret. But again, though, I feel good with Errol in Stone Skin and fairly difficult to strip. Probably would be good if I put some extra resistance on him, and maybe I'll try to roll that because I do have good attack. And for the purpose I use him, I don't really need that much more attack. So block buffs and block passive skills on everybody but Errol. Errol's still looking good. Again, in a team like this, Errol, everyone else is pretty much a decoy for the Errol. So, again, they tried to... Okay, so I'm able to take out everybody except the Wukong, who had stripped off UDK's Stone Skin, so he's still there. And I don't want to put up the increase attack for him to strip that. I just don't want him to have that. So then I put it up, and Errol takes him out. So a weak hit I might have failed, but I still might have killed him with a weak hit. So I take that one out pretty well. Again, that's two fights where Errol's come in really handy. So this one will be Terror. They'll go Sifi first, and I will go UDK, and can you imagine it might be Duchess? If I didn't have Duchess, I would definitely be using Pythion a lot more, and I might also experiment with more tanky Arbiter builds. So they're going to go with the Wukong Rotos combo, and I'm thinking not Nekret because Rotos handles Nekret, and I'm thinking about Warlord, and I want to go with him. I don't want to show him yet, but I'll go ahead and put in my Errol, thinking I might ban the Wukong. They'll go Valkyrie and Helicath. I can't handle the Helicath. I'm going to go with Goffred, and I have to ban the Helicath. They ban the UDK. But I'm looking okay. I'm not going to get obliterated from the beginning because Goffred stops that. So we get going into the fight. Sifi will buff up. Wukong will sheep. And then can't do anything with Goffred right now. Rotos can't do much right now. I'll try to take out the Sifi, but can't do it with the A3. She's just too buffed up with that increased defense and the shield, but I took out a large chunk of her shield. So then Wukong gets sheeped. So first he sheeps Stultus, and then he gets sheeped. Probably... Oh yeah, he put up the block buffs on Goffred. So then they're able to take out my Duchess, and now things are a little funny. I take out the Rotos. Sifi can't bring him back, but she goes for the Stultus and gets stunned. Stultus, I go for the stun, don't stun anybody, but take out the Siphi, and then I'm able to get the Duchess. So that was very close, but I'm able to take it. So that was a +4 Stultus beating a +3 Rhodos. So then I get Bergvex, and I think I've fought this guy before. I go first with UDK, and he picks Wukong and Duchess. So I decide I'm going to go with Siphi. It's not that often I'll get countered with a Xena, but I'm going to go with Warlord, because Duchess says slow, so if they leave the Warlord in, I can put them on cooldown. See who they go with next. They'll go Georgid and Lady Mikage. So this got interesting pretty fast. I will go 2 block revivers, but one's going to be out there flapping because Foley does not have Necret protection. So now maybe if I'd picked Necret, I might have been okay. They will ban the Siphi, I ban the Mikage. Arbiter goes, Duchess goes, Wukong's gonna go, and I will put them on cooldown, and I'm not able to A3 kill both their damagers. Had I been able to do that, had I had just a little bit more damage, I would have won it, but lost that one. So that one was close. So then I get Flamir, and I'll pick first, so I'll go UDK. I thought about stopping when I was 6-2, so I'm 6-3 now, because I felt like, well, 6-2, that's a really good start, and I don't really want to kill the day, kill my buzz by losing to finish out the day. But so I've lost one. Now I'm 6-3. See if I can take this one. He's got Harima, so he's got Marichka, and then he goes Elva and Pythion, so he's got so much revives here, and a lot of mitigation. So I end up going with Siphi, and I go Xena and Stultus. So I've got kind of a weird team. And then he goes Krokmar, and I haven't looked closely at Krokmar's kit. So I'm going to ban the Marichka, and they're going to ban the Siphi. Pythion is really good, and I've thought about going, instead of Necret, putting Pythion permanently in my team, but I just haven't really tried it out. I think I tried it once and did kind of okay. So far we're both pretty tanky. Nothing's happening to start, but that Krokmar is going to get kind of annoying. I'm trying to take out the Elva, but she's really mitigating a lot with Pythion's passive. And she's probably built pretty defensively to begin with. But my thought process was here, if I can take out the Elva, he'll revive her, and then I'm good. I can take out the Elva, take out the Harima, and then work on the Pythion, and I'm thinking the Krokmar is not going to do much, but he actually does a lot in this fight. So I get the Elva, and I try really hard to get that Pythion out, and I just fail. And then we're done. So, unfortunately, that's the way it goes sometimes. So, end up being 6-4 on the day, and I feel good about the day. I mean, it was a competitive day. There's nobody that I'm fighting in Gold 2 that is just, like, clearly below me. So, not going to show any builds today, but pretty decent teams. Hope you enjoyed the video, and take care.